Buenas noches, StarCraft 2 fans, and welcome back to Day 2 of this tournament with SC2Casts.com's first Invitational. This is going to be Group A, Game 3 here between the Green Zerg spawning at the 3 o'clock position on Metalopolis, Omar, one of the top players from his country, and I will give more information about him later on in the tournament. And his partner, once again, is going to be the red Protoss player at the 12 o'clock position, WhiteRa, which he is playing under the handle DuckloadRa, as that seems to be who he's sponsored by right now. And yeah, Omar took game 1, surprisingly enough. That caught me a little bit off guard. He did a little bit of a 2-base play, Hydralisk, and he didn't really play very aggressive, but as soon as he felt that he was on the up and up, he did move out on WhiteRa. WhiteRa was trying to do a 1-base all-in push, and then he tried to take his expansion, but it was just at the wrong time, and he wasn't able to successfully transition to the mid-game. He did redeem himself on Lost Temple by kind of doing the role reversal. He took an early expansion, waited for Omar to kind of play his all-in style 1-base play, and then as soon as he took that expansion, he chrono boosted some units out and did a push with some stalkers and sentries, and it worked out very well. And now we were on to Game 3, and once again on Metalopolis, somewhat of a Zerg favored map. We'll see how WhiteRa responds to that and how he's going to choose to play this. I am expecting some Void Rays as he is going to scout Omar here from the first position. He obviously has an Overlord in his base already of Omar's, and he's going to know that clearly he flew it over from here, as there's no way it would have got there in time from any other spawn position on the map. Spawn positions in this game are probably going to favor WhiteRa. It's really hard to say, as Omar will be able to expand continually away from WhiteRa, which will allow him to abuse the lack of mobility that a Protoss force can have, unless WhiteRa chooses to go to his favored Void Rays, which he will obviously have a very, very short fly distance to cause some damage to Omar's base. Now, this pylon here leads me to think that he will once again be going with an early expansion, chrono boosting a Zealot out. I think, yeah, he chrono boosted his first one out, and the second one is not. And he's just going to use his chrono boost on his probes, it looks like. But he is not going for some early aggression because he's only using the one gateway. The second building he's producing is going to be a forge. So we'll probably see a forge, maybe a gateway here, and then maybe a couple photon cannons, and then obviously drop his Nexus. But every time that I do see this, it does end up different. But a lot of players, what they do is create a nice little arc all the way across here, so that any Zerg units that want to come in and harass are forced to go all the way around, all the while taking pot shots from a cannon, trying to go in to do some kind of harassment. And yeah, WhiteRa is actually just going to be walling off with some Zealots here, so that's a good way to do it, I guess, if to fend off any early aggression. You could also put a Cybernetics core here, which is about half the cost of these Zealots. So you could do a Cyber core and maybe one Zealot, and maybe get that photon cannon up a little bit later. But either way, we'll see how he chooses to do it. And he's going to put up a Cyber core on this side. And maybe he'll continually putting up buildings here, but that'll be good enough for a wall off for now to get his expansion up and running. Omar doesn't see the Cybernetics core yet, but he does see the expansion, so he is going to be putting down one of his own. It's just finishing, and ooh, yes, very nicely putting that creep tumor down. He needed to do that a little bit faster in Lost Temple's game, the one before this, but he's transferring that queen over really quickly. Some people... Oh, he does have a second queen out. Good, good, good. So he's continually spawning larvae. He's not going to have enough energy to spawn larvae down here quite yet because of that creep tumor. But nonetheless, he is putting about 8 or 9, well, he transferred 8 drones, but one is actually going to be putting up a spine crawler. Although I really don't think that's necessary because he does see that... oh, that's a bug. Oh, no. That's kind of weird. I kind of want to back that up just a little bit, guys. Sorry about this, but I'm curious to see. So Omar doesn't see the Cybernetics core yet, but he can see the chrono boost coming down on the building. That's kind of a bug. I'm not sure if that's going to get changed or not. Also, one thing I have noticed is that if you're playing against a Terran player and you haven't scouted them quite yet, you can, continually looking around the map, if you look in the dark area, you can see when a mule is called down. So you'll actually see the drop pod come down, and that needs to be fixed as well. But it has not been fixed yet, so just keep that in mind. 2 additional gateways coming up, and we are going to see ground weapons level 1 being researched fairly quickly. WhiteRa already putting down his 3rd and 4th assimilators. His first 2 are fully saturated already. Omar right now on just 3 gas right now, but not really saving up a lot. He's already at Lair Tech. I don't see a Roach Warren, but his Hydralisk Den is coming up. Still just that one Spine Crawler. I really don't know if that was very necessary because WhiteRa wasn't playing overly aggressive. Omar does have his Overseer up now, but WhiteRa is now moving out with 4 Zealots and 1 Stalker. So whether he chooses to try to push in or not, I probably wouldn't suggest it. But Warp Gates is just finishing now, so if he puts a pylon down here, he can warp in more and more units down here and to help out with this push. Stalker's not going to be able to take out this Overlord. The Overlord will get out of range just in time, probably with 40 or 50 health left, and about 65, but he probably could have got one more shot in. And wow, big play here from WhiteRa. Omar has seen this, but putting down an additional 3 gateways, that's going to put his total up to 5, 6, 6 here, and also putting down a robotics facility. So trying to get this into a mid to late game. Clearly teching up a little with his ground level 1 upgrades, and I don't know why my computer's lagging a little bit. Either way, hopefully it does stop. Probably quit jerking around here a little bit. And where is this rally point going to? Oh, right there, okay. Good saturation from WhiteRa here on both bases. Ooh, whoops. Ha, sorry. I got a new... Okay, I'll give you a little bit of background. I hit the G12 key. I just bought a Logitech G110 keyboard, and I haven't got quite used to it yet, as when I go to hit control, sometimes now I hit G12, which is right beside it, and it's kind of awkward. But hopefully I do get used to it, because I really like it so far, especially because it lights up blue and it's got multimedia keys and everything. Anyways, I'm not sponsored by Logitech, so I'll stop plugging them. I'll counterplug. I also actually borrowed a Razer Death Adder mouse from a friend, and it seems to be working quite well so far. Previously, before this, I think I was using a keyboard and mouse combination from Logitech that was like 8 years old, so it was definitely due for a new keyboard and mouse, and I'm using that now. Twilight Council coming in for WhiteRa just now. We'll probably see Blink or maybe Zealot Charge, although I'm more likely to suggest Blink because he's putting up a robotics bay, which is going to be Colossi. So he's going to be pumping out Colossi and, ooh, chrono boosting ground level 2 upgrades. And it looks like an Overseer is making his way across. He does have... No, he doesn't have enough energy for Contaminate yet, but the way he's positioning this, I'm probably guessing he's going to put it down on one of these 2 buildings. And go, Contaminate, yeah. So that's going to stop the extended thermal lance from coming in quite as fast as it was. And it was actually a waste of a chrono boost because he did have the robotics bay being chrono boosted at that time. And right now there is no forward pylon for WhiteRa, so he's not going to be doing any type of push right away. Omar back at his base seems to be going for a similar build to what he had in the first game, where he had just lots of Zerglings and lots of Hydras. He is getting armor level 1 first. Now, what that would stop is the Zealots from 2-shotting the Zerglings, but he doesn't know that level 2 upgrade is almost finished, and we are now seeing a push. An Observer is out in the field, so he is going to take out all of the creep tumors that he can before that Omar realizes this and tries to push out as well to counter that push. And no, I don't know if WhiteRa's seen this. I don't think he did. But either way, he's going to back out, and he is taking a 3rd base. So about 25% of the way done now, and Omar at the same time is also getting down his 3rd base. And actually, WhiteRa did see that as his Observer just did get there now, I believe. Yeah, he's only got 1 Observer out in the field. No, he's got 2, so I don't know where that other one went. In the base, looking to see what kind of tech he's got. Does he see the roaches? He sees the roaches, but I don't think he sees the roach warren. It's all the way down here, and glial reconstitution is being researched. Wow, lots and lots of minerals and gas being spent on technology here right now for Omar, as he's got up his Hydra Den with upgrades. He's got his level 1 Carapace done. He's got a Spire up, and he's got the Roach Worm with glial reconstitution up as well. Bunch of Corruptors out on the field, which will be a great combat unit against these Colossi, and a bunch of Zerglings do get toasted. They try to do a run around here. I was watching them, but WhiteRa does have 3 cannons up here, and all of his army was there as well. 2 Colossi already out in the field, and whoa, he's actually producing from 2 robotics facilities right now. Chrono boosting from just the one, but it is now finished, and quickly producing another one to not waste much of that chrono boost at all. And ground level 3 upgrades is being researched. Now, you'll probably want to do a timing push with that level 3 upgrade, or he may just want to use, once he gets 4 Colossi out, he just may want to push. I probably would wait for the level 3 upgrades, as by then your third base will be completely saturated and you can reinforce very nicely. Lots of Corruptors out in the field here for Omar. 7 now, which if used properly can take out the Colossi very quickly. WhiteRa doesn't have Blink, so he's not going to be able to utilize that and get in and kill those Corruptors as soon as possible. But as long as he micros those Colossi back and forth properly, the Stalkers shouldn't have any problem dealing with the Corruptors. But 8 out on the field now, and a bunch of Roaches and Hydras. So 24 Hydras and about 16 Roaches. Looks like they're pushing out, and quickly WhiteRa ordering a few more Stalkers. A couple force fields being put down, but they're not going to be beneficial at this point. They're kind of a waste of that energy right now. Good job by Omar by backing out just in time. If the Zerg player can bait the Protoss into activating some Guardian Shields or throwing away some force fields, that is a good way to eliminate some of the energy from those sentries. But unfortunately for him, it looks like these sentries have a ton of energy. Yeah, 100, 175, and 175. But we are at a sweet spot of Colossi right now. 4 is ideal, but 7, this is going to be redonkulous, as he's going to be able to take out these forces so quickly. Ground level 3 weapons upgrades is not done, but the range is. These Corruptors did use a corruption on the Colossi, and that one exploded so quickly. A couple force fields being put down. Very nice job, while these Stalkers are able to focus down these Corruptors. And the Hydras and Roaches can't get in range, and this force by WhiteRa did completely obliterate the force of Omar here. And these probes looked like they did a long-distance mine. They were being transferred, but I don't think it's going to matter, as he's not even going to need that gold expansion. He's got still 5 Colossi, 4 now Colossi here, and a bunch of Stalkers, and Omar's force is just being ripped to shreds, incinerated completely. And even these Corruptors, they just can't do anything. Omar is forced to GG. WhiteRa being the good-mannered player, GG's back, and that is going to be it for this series. WhiteRa takes it 2-1. Omar impressing the crowd by taking a win against WhiteRa. That is not an easy feat, guys. Whether WhiteRa was doing an all-in build or not, to beat one of these pros that like WhiteRa, who's won countless tournaments and countless show matches against many pros, I have to admit, Omar caught me off guard, and I can't wait to see how he does for the rest of the tournament. And that's all from Shiki for day 2. Unfortunately, Group B doesn't have any games today. I believe there was some lag issues, and Huck was forced to forfeit. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I can't wait to cast day 3 for you guys. So thanks for watching.